Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is more than just a podcast. It is season 12. It is episode 28. We have won a Premier League game, and Georgie Bucci has had another daughter. Two good things in a week, and that's why there's no George tonight. He's probably in a hospital, and obviously grandfather John is obviously not available either. Bonnie Maria Bucci, a new hammer has entered the world. Congratulations, Booches. But with me tonight is Canning Townland. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in the lounge doing a pod with you.
And on Saturday, you're in the supporters club with me.
I was.
With a
It's part of the day.
with a blacked out rectangle on your head.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
I didn't even know you took a.
You didn't even know I took a photo. See,
No.
I did black your face out.
Shame we didn't take video.
Yeah.
Take
That's
the
racist.
conversation, really.
That's racist. You blacked him up. How
No,
racist
I
are
didn't
you?
black him up. I blacked him out. There's a difference. And also, AKA the Shed Man, Nigel Khan. Welcome back. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in my shed.
No, you're not.
Oh, come on. Play the
You're
music.
not, because I didn't put the... You said off air you weren't in your shed because it's like -5 out, so I didn't load the jingle.
No, I'm in the kitchen.
Anyway,
You're still contractually obliged to play the jingle. I don't think when I signed the contract for the jingle that it was like it should be played every week.
yeah. I'm sorry. So, we won a game.
Yeah, we did.
Yay.
First time since October the 24th. We played a game on a Saturday at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We all of us went to the supporters club before and after. We all drunk beer. We had a clean sheet. We scored 2 goals. I mean, what other first? We laid DG to rest. What other first were there on Saturday?
We played 7 at the back.
That ain't a first.
You know.
Yeah.
It's the first that gets the team that bad.
And we bumped into... Oh, no, I haven't got the clang ready. I can't say who we bumped into. I'll say that later when I load the clang.
You ain't loaded the clang.
I haven't loaded the clang.
Have I got a
You
proper
was
clang and
dropping
not
clangs
spit
last
out?
night, Sean, on claret and booze. Don't worry about clang.
Was I?
Yeah.
Did I what did
I
I
was
go
on
on?
Talk
Yeah, you and
TV,
Tony
clang.
Cotty,
Oh yeah, Tony Cotty, clang.
Mark Saggers.
Clang.
Bang. What was I on Talk TV?
You was.
Do you know what?
I actually think Clarence Boo's audience was bigger, though. To be
Yeah,
honest.
probably was.
Well, actually,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know
it
how many
was.
people watch it, but a
More
few people
intelligent,
did mention
probably.
it.
Well, I don't know.
On YouTube, there's about 600 people walking. I don't know how on Virgin and Sky
Oh, yeah,
what
you
kind
are.
of.
Couple of thousand were watching last night.
Oh, were they?
When they finished the show, yeah, I think that on live they'd already done 2,000
Yeah.
on their
I
show.
didn't get so much
live.
grief, he said. Or probably I did after I left.
What's that?
On Clarence Booze.
They get grief,
I get grief usually.
do you?
Yeah. For
What,
mentioning
man in the
To-
people, Sean
ma-
Whetstone.
mentioning Tony Cotty.
Yeah.
So that's the old clang.
The spittoon's back.
He's a club man, isn't he? I know you watched it, did you?
You know I did.
I felt that
Oh, Nick.
no, when
That's
I
a
was
bit
on
harsh.
Talk TV, and the problem is, Mark Saggers is an old mate of David Moyes. He admitted it from
Cambridge
when-
United.
Cambridge United, and obviously Tony Cotty, employee of the club, and fan of.
Is he an employee of the club?
Yeah, he
I
does.
don't
He
think
does.
so.
He does bits and pieces for them
Does
in the hospitality. I think. Yeah.
No, I don't think he does. He does tours, but that's not.
Okay.
club.
All right. Fair enough.
I don't think
Maybe you're right.
since his Pi Capital days, or
Oh, yeah, you might be right. But anyway, they were both big fans, and I felt myself in the uncomfortable position of having to join the
To
sort
be
of
Moyes out.
to be Moyes out. Well, I wasn't quite Moyes out, was I, Jay? Sorry,
No.
I was on the not the fence, but I posed
You put the
questions.
Moyes out.
Case,
Yes.
yes,
You done well, Nigel. Sean.
yeah. Anyway, it's not a Talk TV or Clarence Booze podcast. It is a more than just a podcast. Although they called it more with one O and forgot the just more
Yeah.
than a podcast. I will
Yeah.
correct him next time I'm on with Saggers and TC.
Clang.
Right, let's talk about Everton. It was nice getting out in the cold air. It was nice. It was nice. Then let's start with you.
Yeah, go on.
No, maybe not the greatest of performances, right? But a win's a win, right?
A win is a win. I'm grateful for the 3 points. But listen, I'm glad you come to me first, but I am judging this season under another criteria. I mean,
Go on.
I do have to keep saying every podcast that I did give Moyes the entire autumn and late summer until Christmas to sort out something new. He ain't done it, has he? And it was depressing that against such a bad team in Everton that we played what seemed to be a quite rigid 5 at the back. And the first half an hour, everyone in the stands saying, this is awful, really bad. Not actually, you couldn't really blame it on player performances. What people were noticing was there was no one joining the attacks in midfield. The defence was rigid, so it didn't look like win-backs in the first 30 minutes. I mean, I didn't even know that Emerson was playing in the first half because he never even come up further than that. And then, fortunately, what aided us in the last 2 seasons, which was set pieces and Jared Bowen's form, kind of came to the rescue because we had one set piece that we didn't deliver really well, but it meant that players were still up there for the second phase of play. That Emerson did put a decent cross in, and thankfully Bowen got there before Antonio, who was standing well offside from the original movement, and we went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
What followed with the second goal was actually, I thought it was a bit shocking because it was a 2-man attack. I mean, we could play that another 50 times and not score. I was really surprised that we did actually break, but no one seemed to join Antonio and Bowen in the breakaway. And Antonio uncomfortably got past his man, got a deflection that was going to Antonio because it looked like it was, from his body language live there, it looked like he was going to try and pass it along to the oncoming Ben Rama. But it did drop to Bowen, and I thought we had a little bit of the luck. But I mean, I'm never going to get over Moyes' tactics now. He has actually proved that he's got nothing else to do, which is a real concern. And I'm not looking forward to the next few games. I think we're going to have 7 at the back. But I'm pleased we got the points.
But it was a Bowen show, wasn't it? I mean, Bowen, sort of the script was written. He announced his twins with Danny Dyer. And I
don't know why people do that anymore, really. He's not having the babies.
And he gets 2 goals. He does the old, 2 thumbs in his mouth and the baby. On the second goal, which I know he's got a bit of grief about on social media. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He says shush.
But why would you do that?
Well, do you know what? I don't care.
If you got beef with someone on social media, have that on social media. Don't do it to playing punter.
Oh, I don't care.
But footballers are dibs, so I'm surprised he put in the right fucking hole to get her pregnant, to be honest. He's not done seem that smart.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
Well,
He's a West Ham player.
yeah. Don't I love
He
him?
scored you some goals. This could
Didn't
be
score me the fucking goals.
Well, any hole's a goal. We're getting off track, aren't we?
I think you should move on to Nigel quite swiftly.
Anyway, Nigel, let's do a little stat attack, right? We scored 2 goals, and that will give me enough time to go down to say we only had 32% possession, meaning they had 68. We had 11 shots, 4 on target. They had 5 shots, 2 on target. They were poor. They had 9 corners, which they didn't capitalise, to our 4. A really poor Everton. The 2 shittest teams playing each other in the league. No?
New chant for today. Bowen's on fire. He put twins in Danny Dyer. Bowen's on fire. He put twins in Danny Dyer.
Why couldn't you do that live and play a YouTube of that? Because I know...
Only YouTube, that's a
WhatsApp message, because you did send us that.
Did I?
Yeah,
You didn't send me it.
Oh, right. No, I didn't think I sent it to Sean either, to be
Yeah,
honest.
you did, actually.
Oh, right.
Actually, he didn't put the twins in her. That's not how it works.
He put the Harry in her and
She,
it divided
yeah,
into
she
two.
right,
produces the twins.
It's not
that's
a
her
biology
ovaries.
podcast, guys. Come on.
Sorry if you're eating an egg supper.
Yeah. Anyway, Nigel,
Yeah.
does it change anything?
Well, look, I thought it was okay, to be honest.
All right, okay.
I didn't think it was that bad a performance.
What,
Obviously-
including 1 minute, the 2 minute silence and the
Well,
Spandau
look,
Ballet Gold and all that?
unfortunately,
Loud.
to be honest, I sort of walked in a bit early and caught a bit of it.
Oh,
So my timing was a bit out, so I just stood there and folded my arms and ignored it. Obviously, you know, look, if people want to celebrate his life, that's up to them. I'm not going to disrupt it. I'm not like a Philistine.
very respectful of you, Nigel.
Well, whatever. You know, people. You know, there's a lot of people that got no time for the man, that have no time for the man.
Yeah.
And there's an extreme amount of people, or there's, you could say, the extremists in that think he actually helped kill part of West Ham United.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. I know
Well,
Vanessa. Well, I know Vanessa and Dan and Jacqueline.
listen to the podcast.
No, but they
right, that's a
read the
relief.
stories that I've written on 6'2",
yeah, I hope
and
you're
they've
proud
liked
then.
it. And the pictures I posted, both Jackie and Vanessa liked, which I took of the statue and outside and the bits as well.
Has he got a statue now? What,
No,
is
but
this
where
something that's
they laid the flowers outside the
Oh.
champion statue, as you know too well.
50 quid's worth of flowers gone up the wall.
If you haven't got anything to say, anything nice to say, don't say it at all. That's what my mum used to
Well,
say.
no, yeah, but hold up a minute, and this is.
Do you remember that? Did your mum ever tell
Yeah,
you?
oh yeah.
Hi, Carol, by the way. Glad
Yeah.
you still listen, by the way.
Yeah, well done.
Hi, Stuart. Hello.
Yeah. Crack on.
No.
Anyway, but the thing about it is that we've had all this faux grief over him now. Yeah, now we can get back to really what we thought of him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? What did I? I talked on Clarence Booze last night. I corrected. I think John, who said this is not the David Sullivan show. He owns 35 or 38%, right? You know, Dan Cunningham and the Gold family will make their own mind up with their 25% after they bury him, right? And so will Daniel Kredinsky.
So who owns it before they bury him then?
Well, technically, Dan, as the representative, has the voting rights.
Oh, right.
But I don't think, if I'm honest with you, and you'll know this, that any board meeting has been scheduled. Because they don't happen very often, and when they do, they happen over Zoom, right? You know this.
Well, look, whatever. You know, we can move on. you know,
Yeah,
as I
sorry.
said
Let's
before,
go back to the game.
I hope
Right.
he was.
Rest in
It's
peace.
made some extreme. Yeah,
Peachy.
rest in peace. I hope he died a disappointed man, though.
Oh, that's an awful thing.
He
to
would
say.
No,
be
it
if he
ain't.
saw his fucking funeral there.
Because
That's harsh.
Oh, we
Well,
weren't
no.
fucking. I'll tell you what, right to the end, he over-promised and under-delivered.
well, that's
I
typical
thought this
West
was going to
Ham.
be some Noble's going to be speaking, Moyes is going to be speaking. There was a big plastic gold shirt. How they recycled that, I'll never know. I bet Greta Thunberg would do a nut.
Well, no,
And
what they've
some
done is
shit
probably the
flowers.
same one they had for Noble in his last game, and they just got the hairdryer out and took the Noble off and
Oh,
got the gold
don't
on it.
say that.
As it was wheeled away, I even muttered I wouldn't even cover my shed in it if it was leaking.
Oh, that's harsh.
Well,
Make a
yeah,
Look,
good
it was-
pond out of it.
Did you see the picture?
yeah.
If you saw the picture of Jacqueline Gold with a
Look,
close-up, and you
And
could
my
see
father's fucking died as well. I'm
you
not
could
saying we
see
don't.
the grief etched on her face. So just give her and the family a little bit of.
But they don't listen
Respect.
to this, Sean.
Well, you don't know. Maybe they will tonight.
Oh well. Sorry.
I'm just fucking saying, playing Spandau Ballet Gold and having a DG Reef ain't much of a send-off for a guy that I don't think he's ever mentioned it before, but come out of abject poverty and lived in 442 Queen Street.
There was a video about that.
Oh,
Look.
funny enough.
Look,
Abject
obviously
poverty, my
they've got a funeral coming up. East London Cemetery. That will be a family affair, I'm sure. Let's just put this behind us and let's talk about the game now. Because we're not going to
Hallelujah.
say
It ain't gonna be a family affair. There's gonna be a video made of it. Colton Cole will be a pallbearer or something, you know, and there'll be a couple of interns holding their camera phones ready to film it for West Ham United Twitter, you know, and it'll be released the day after we've been smashed by Spurs, probably. Because that's how this club works.
Anyway, back to El Sacchio.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, it did turn out to be that, didn't it?
We did, yeah. I mean, worst kept secret this morning when
Eventually,
we knew that. And I told you, I know someone who works at Everton and said, yeah, Frank Lampard's gone. It will come out in the next few hours. They took their time. I think everybody knew except
but
Frank Lampard.
Well, this is the thing, because once it broke late this afternoon, every media people had announced it except for Everton Football Club.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
So-
know. Funny that, isn't it?
So,
Maybe Lampard had the password.
well,
Here's the funny thing, right? And we'll go back to game in a minute.
yeah.
But last week, right, they suspended betting on David Moyes as the next Premier League manager to be sacked, and he was like 1-8 on, and Frank Lampard became 6-1 to be the next manager to be. Went right out. I think I showed you a screenshot at the time. This morning, it went the other way. David Moyes was 13-2, and he was 1-8, and then they suspended obviously betting when they knew he was going to be sacked. So, you know, it's not to be taken too seriously, this betting malarkey.
No,
Of course,
I mean,
David Moyes. Here's the thing: David Moyes was then favourite again, along with Conte, both on 8-11.
Yeah, well, of course he's favourite, because when you look at it. So
Well,
if
Conte, I didn't know Conte was.
Yeah, he's
on
under
some-
pressure because
Oh,
he
is
keeps mouthing off about how he don't get this and he don't get that and he don't like this and he don't like that. And I think he thinks Spurs are a bit beneath him, to be fair.
Okay.
So, and I think a lot of the fans are a bit had enough of him
Oh, right. Okay.
from the Spurs fans that I know. So I don't think they'll be sad to see him go. And the rumour is that if he don't go early, he goes at the end of the season anyway.
Yeah.
Don't be expecting
We've
Spurs
been
to
linked
be
with.
spending big.
Is it Sarri, the Chelsea and
Who?
Juventus? We have.
All right.
We've
You
been linked
sure it's
today.
not the Sally shop down
How
Green
will we
Street?
be linked with him?
Well, apparently Spurs, us, and Everton are all keeping tabs on him, and we can call in his agents.
Everton
with-
are going to have first refusal, aren't they?
Well, no, he's not going to be available. His contract runs out with Lazio in June, so this is for June, not for now.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Anyway, back to the
I've got a
game.
bad feeling.
El Sacchio. He didn't get sacked. The other guy got
No.
sacked. In fact, we spent more time, and I said this, Clang, on on.
You've
Talk
got to do the clang
TV.
after.
Oh yeah, hang on. I said this on Talk TV. That we spent more time singing about Frank Lampard. We ate Lampard more than you, singing various Frank Lampard songs, and we did anything to do with David Moyes in the ground. And you two may say different. No one was talking about David Moyes. He must go, or any songs about David Moyes.
Well, we were saying how fucking
No.
bad he was putting 7 at the back.
Who was?
Everyone in our block.
All right, okay, fair enough.
See, the funny thing is, when we was going forward, it was 3 at the back, and then it was 4 in midfield and 3 up front. So it was a 3-4-3. That then, as we went backwards, though we did spend more time going backwards and forwards.
But the thing about
then
it was,
became a 5.
them midfield 2 are only 5 yards in front of the back 3.
Well, but my point of view to that is that the players with a lack of confidence. I think some of that is the players in the lack of confidence. You know, they would have known what was on the line now in that game, not just for Moyes, but for themselves.
Did you, Nigel? Did you roll your eyes when you saw Antonio was starting and not Ings?
No.
All right.
No, because I think you told us in the pub, probably sucked me beer. So, no.
But all right, so
You did you effing and blinding, Sean.
Yeah.
You said that's effing typical of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of predicted it before. So obviously,
we knew that was going to be the case.
He brings off Paquetá and Antonio on 72, brings on Souček and Ings on 72. Ings gets a challenge we didn't know at the time, but we now know he's injured. Broken by Jacob Steinberg a few hours ago.
Well, he got broken by Jacob Steinberg.
No,
and we let this man
I know.
come to our club as a journalist.
I know, right?
Dear.
So, you know, we don't know how long he's out for, but Jacob's staying up to a month and miss, Derby and Newcastle. And what's the game after that? Chelsea and possibly Spurs.
Well, to be honest,
West Ham, isn't it? And we still don't know when Scamacca's coming back.
If you're going to give him 3 games to miss, obviously it's not good. But you think, go on, miss them, Dan.
Right.
They're 3 games anyway. We need you back for Forest, because we got to beat. I don't think we're going to go down. I don't.
No, you said that.
We'll probably finish 15th or 16th. I think we'll win 2 cups, and we'll all look back at this summer and think, oh wow, did we really behave that way? Well, some of us will, some of us won't. Look, what I don't understand is we all see the game, so we all know what happened.
Yeah.
Frankly, I was an happy bunny. So anyway, I didn't get the amount of people that weren't happy. I didn't understand.
Yeah, win is a win.
That when you win a game, and they're all throwing out, oh, we only had 32-point possession against Everton, and you think, well, what does that matter? We play like that against other teams. I bet
I'll tell you why it does matter.
I bet you, I bet you that we won't have the same amount of possession. We might have 36% possession, or 38% possession, or even 40% possession, or maybe 55% possession. But there's been games where we've had 60% possession and frigging lost. So frankly, I couldn't give a monkeys about possession. What I give a monkeys about, did we look like we could score goals? Well, obviously we got the 2.
And we should have got more, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, Emerson, talking of that, Emerson, obviously, I thought we had a great game and obviously hit the crossbar.
Yeah, good save by Pickford.
Yeah. And I don't know why he was replaced on 81 by Johnson, really. I get why Paquetá was replaced. He was on a yellow, and he brought on Souček to be a little bit more defensive. I don't really understand why he took off Emerson on 81 and brought on Johnson, and took off Ben Rama on 82 and brought on Downs. It's great.
Well,
he's
did
using
it take him a
more
minute to make a
defensive players.
substitution?
Well, that's what it says on BBC, so it must be right.
Well, no, because they came on together, Sean. Did you
Oh,
not
wow.
use your... Why are you looking at BBC?
Because I didn't look.
You were there, Sean.
I know I was, but I didn't look at the
You must
actual
have seen
time.
it.
I know it was in the last 10 minutes, but I don't know the actual.
I remember
time.
thinking at the time, why ain't he taking Aguerd off, who was hobbling?
Aguerd, you mean?
Well,
Oh,
Zuma
whatever.
was hobbling as
Zuma.
well.
So the
Zuma
one
was
that-
hobbling.
we-
He's going
when
to
I-
hobble all his life, I think.
when I saw Johnson coming on, I thought he was going to replace, and we said, "Oh, he's going to replace Zuma because Zuma was hobbling." But apparently, oh, here we go, he's going to be injured again. And I asked someone, and I wrote a story about this morning, and it turned out to be wrong. And I said, is Zuma all right? And they said, yeah, he's got a few bruises, but he's fine. We came through the game unscathed. Well, how wrong was that to be? A few hours later, then then it came out about Ings. But,
and you didn't know.
yeah.
But people should at least try and enjoy it, and I get it.
I did enjoy. We went
no,
to
not
the.
you.
We
I
went
know
to
we
the.
did. What
we
I'm
went
saying
to
is
the
that when
supporters club. When's the
you
last
look-
time we went to the supporters club before and after the
Yeah,
game?
when you look
Yeah,
in the
I know.
evening and when you look the next day and you're reading about, one game don't change it. Let's have a poll, Moyes in and Moyes out. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, but this is
come
the
on.
only subject in town, isn't it?
Yeah, but I know.
It does come down to the fact that we was all waiting for a transition that never happened.
Yes.
And I'm
I
judging
get
him on that.
And I get that one game ain't going to change. I didn't expect the Moyes out people to turn around and go, actually, yeah, you lot were right. I'm Moyes in now. Never expected it to happen because it don't work that way. Yeah, and I didn't see one West Ham fan say that. And it was almost like a certain section wanted to drum up this, I'm not turning after one game. You can say what you like. And I'm thinking, who has said anything? I couldn't find one tweet or post anywhere where West Ham fans were going, you Moyes out lot were mugs. Not one, because we understand, one swallow don't make a summer.
I'm going to quote your mate, Sam Allardyce, in the podcast. If you haven't listened to Sam Allardyce's podcast,
He's got a podcast, has he?
He took part in a podcast for some autistic children, and it's a
We should
really
get
good
him on here.
series.
Get him on there with
No,
Nigel.
fair play to him because
I'd love that.
he answers some,
Tell
some
him I'm
great
autistic.
questions. But what he said was, there's a minority of very noisy fans, either on social
He means
media
Nigel.
or in the ground with banners,
Or in a cab.
who disproportionately create a fuss, and then it's picked up by the media. And I think in some ways that's right about all managers, including, David Moyes. And of course, we saw it at the London Stadium
Listen,
about the
if
ball
only
and
Allardyce
Everton.
knew, innit, Sean?
Yeah, I know.
Aye.
We don't reveal our sausages. and
Operation Allardyce out.
Yeah, I know.
How far that went.
Yeah, I know. But we release that one day.
We'll do that one day. Perhaps when he's dead.
Yeah. But look, it was a good day out. Let me ask
No,
Len.
it wasn't.
Len, did you have a good day out on Saturday?
Only because it was a Saturday. And I'd meet up with you lot.
Perhaps we should play Saturday 3 o'clock more often.
And then on our way back
Might
from
have to
Supporters
happen next
Club,
year.
we bumped into Stuart Slater. We bumped into George Paris. And we bumped into Tim Breaker. There you go.
What about it?
Well, we had a little chat. And then I was trying to be all PC.
Do you know where they went?
Well, I know Tim Breaker had been doing X's West Ham Way stuff.
Do you know where they went?
What do you mean? When they left?
Yeah.
They said they were on their way to...
Strip club.
No, one of them was off to Stratford International. The others were going somewhere else. I don't know where they were going. Where are they going?
They went down to King Edward. They all went in a pub in the King Edward.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, I know Tim Breaker had been doing X's, pre-match event.
Yeah. Mark Woods, I think they said.
Yeah, told us Waldy's event.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm not happy with Tim Breaker that he...
what were you talking to Tim Breaker about?
Yeah, you may as well know.
Go on then.
I done a painting of him and it's on his toilet floor.
Oh, yeah, you did say.
Is that what you said?
We were talking about David
This
Moyes,
only goes
weren't
to
we?
prove my point about footballers, doesn't it? Eh?
We were talking about David Moyes, and we asked them their views on David Moyes.
Yeah, and he called Moyes a cunt.
And I was trying to be all diplomatic on social media, going, well, it's private. And Len just goes, yeah, they're Moyes out, which I thought was a bit unfair.
Well, I think
George
put my
weren't. Me and
fucking
George had a
painting on
good
the floor
chat.
is unfair.
George was all right.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were talking to George. George was
Yeah,
a bit more
well,
diplomatic,
I
wasn't
went,
he?
Yeah,
Well, I
like
didn't ask
George.
him, mate. I went with the main man. I had a chat about George about the old days.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, about the day me and my brother met him on a train in Middlesbrough, and he actually remembered it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Shame.
1988.
Yeah. Did he actually
He
remember
actually
meeting
said.
you?
He actually said, "Do you know, I remember that." He said I was going for
and
a
you
night
didn't
out.
paint
in-
anything for him.
Yeah, I know. And he went, "I'm going to a night out in Stockton," and my brother was going, "Yeah, that's right." And he went, "We bumped into you on the train." He went, "Yeah, that's right." After the game, because I went when Gazza played for Newcastle. He went, "Yeah, last game of the season, wasn't it?" I went, "Yeah." See,
Nice.
George.
That's
Anyway,
great.
it's not a
Here's a
name.
little glimpse into my life that I can
Go
go
on,
and support
go
my
on.
club and get fucked off by a fucking ex-player.
I
innit?
know. Isn't that...
Like,
What did
and
Stuart
that ain't
Slater
the first
do?
time
Stuart
this week.
didn't do anything, did he? He's done an
No,
interview for this podcast.
no, I like
Stuart.
George. I like George. No, I
How
didn't
about
speak to
Stuart
George.
Slater?
What about him?
Well, did he? He didn't piss
No,
you
he's
off,
all
did he?
right. I like
Yeah.
Stuart.
Stuart's
Get on
done.
well with
He
it.
used to work for the FA. He did an interview for this podcast in like series 2 or 3. I can't remember.
nice bloke, Stuart.
Yeah, he is. He is a nice bloke. Anyway, I don't know if there's not a lot of transfer news. I can't be asked. You know that.
Hold up, Sean.
Go on.
We got multiple bids in all over the place, apparently.
Multiple bids.
We've got a lot of balls in the air. Did you like? I don't know if you saw the story. I did a clown with balls in the air as a story after that. We have got multiple bids. I was told that multiple bids. I was asked. Right, I was asked, are we looking for another striker? Right, are we looking for a centre back? And the answer came back. I'm not going to name names because it tips off the opposition and it pisses off supporters, and it can kill deals. But we have multiple balls in the air, quote unquote. And you got upset because I mentioned that on Clarion Booze last night, reckoning I'd never told you that before. I told that about a week ago. I'm sure I told you. You forget things, Nigel. True or false?
What's
We've lost him now.
false?
It must be false.
So who are the players? Can you tell us, or
No, I don't know. He
Oh, right.
literally said, I don't
who
know.
told you? Who's he? Got Sullivan.
My source.
Sullivan.
My source. Interestingly, and I don't know, I'm sure you saw this, a few people have picked up and said the Lorient guy, Moffy, is it?
Yeah.
Wants to, had done a deal, right? And was joining West Ham for 26 million euros or something, and a deal to 2026. And a lot of people run it. And it was from a parody account. And it had a picture, right? It had his face superimposed on the picture of Zuma in front of the Eiffel Tower. So it was the old shirt, for one. It was the Eiffel Tower in the background, exactly the same, with just his face on it.
Hmm.
And you're thinking,
All a year late, this, isn't it?
how have you sort of been taken in by that? I've got no idea.
All a year late, though, isn't it? Really, it's funny when we should have been signing players to have a go at getting the top 4. We didn't do it, but now we're in the shit in the bottom 4. Suddenly, we get the fucking wallet out.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I can't remember if I said it last.
Always out.
I said, if we go down, we earned 253 million in revenue. If we go down, it's 500 million for 3 years, and we don't come up. It's 500 million in revenue that we lose. I'm trying to feel because we've lost Nigel. He dropped off the podcast. I don't know if he's had a power cut or something, but
We can ad lib.
we could ad lib. But I don't know where we go from now. I mean, you got any painting? What you're painting at the moment, Len?
Well, I got nothing really. I'm sketching up a Bobby Moore lifting the cup. I find it hard to draw Bobby. I know I've done it before,
Yeah.
but I don't know why I find it hard. I think it's with blonde hair. It comes to me cartoon things because blondes don't work well in cartoons, which is why all the heroines are redheads in cartoons.
Anyway, you've ad libbed enough. Nigel's back.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, yeah, my Virgin got fucked.
I was going to say,
Sorry.
where
No.
did you disappear?
Yeah, the
moment-
Wi-Fi
I'm not sure that really. I think you're going to have to absolutely explain that. Your Virgin got fucked
Yeah.
could mean anything.
Oh, right, it's my box. It died.
What you mean is your internet broadband lost connection temporarily.
That is what I meant.
Sorry,
yes.
children, if you're listening, please don't go Googling what Nigel just said because this is explicit. Look, should we go straight into question time?
If you
Well,
like.
hold up. What happened to the multiple bids that went in?
Oh,
I
he
just
doesn't know
told
who
you.
they are.
I told you. I don't know who they
You
are.
don't know who they are.
Why
don't
did you
know
know
now.
there was multiple bids there, mate?
Because
Why are
it's
you
Because
going
it's
senior
round
Sullivan,
circles?
isn't it?
A senior source told me there's multiple balls in the air, which is why I did a story on 6'2" with a clown with balls in the air. But
There's
he said
multiple balls in
this
the air, Sean.
source said, I'm not going to name names because if I do it, supporters get upset and clubs get upset, Asians get upset, and it can kill deals. Right?
Asians.
Desperately
Agent.
sorry,
Oh,
Sean.
sorry.
There's so many balls in here like a juggler in a circus.
I'm
Like
not
the old
saying who
days.
the source is.
Oh, right.
Anyway, it's time for this. Yeah! Yeah. It's Facebook Twitter question time. A bit earlier than normal, but there's not a lot to talk about this week
Nah.
because we're all happy. There's no controversy. We won a game. We got 3 points. We got a clean sheet. Anyway, this is where you get to ask us. You 8 people get to ask us 3 people, some questions which we may or may not answer. Nigel,
We probably will.
we probably do, and then we digress.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like to digress.
That's the idea of it.
I like. They're my favourite biscuits. They are, especially with chocolate on top.
Although some people have told us on the sports club they don't.
One
listen to
said
the
it. I can't remember who said it.
I don't listen to the question one. It was Stuart, wasn't it? Nigel's
Was
brother.
it your brother's? No, Nigel.
I
Someone said it.
don't know. Did he?
Or was it Dodsey?
No,
I don't know.
Dodsey. He's loyal, isn't he?
Yeah. Anyway,
Right. So I'm sorry about this, but Facebook is shite. Tonight's anyway. I did put a question up.
good.
19 comments. You'll be pleased to know, Sean. At the
Good.
moment.
Good.
Next up, my old mate is Fenton. How you doing, mate? Been a long time, hasn't it? Been a long time since we've seen.
Been a
each
long
other.
time. Been a long, lonely time.
It has. He said, hello. He's Erding's injured already after his 20 minutes running around. That's a classic Hammers signing. He and Freddie said we should have signed him from Liverpool and Saints, but he's quite injury prone nowadays. 22 games he's missed in 3 years, not that injury prone.
No.
At least he can be added to the classic list of signing past it and injured players. I like the fact he's goal scorer, says Fenners. We have said for ages Bowen should be switched for Ant Dog because he's a better finisher than Mickey. And Antonio does his best work when bashing down the wing. Do we need to sign another striker because Skamaka's not looking to be the one for this system? It was a great win Saturday. Rare, he says, but unfortunately it gives Moyes another 5 losses before he's on his last legs again.
Yeah.
6 losses and you're out.
He says, I'll take Potter from Chelsea and Moyes can return to the Toffees.
Sorry.
Brady out!
Brady out. Here, what are the chances of that happening now from Everton? Say, can we have Moyes off here?
Never. I did a story on this. He's like 5th favourite.
Well, it
Is it
sounds like
true?
something like we'd do then.
Is it true that Dan Juma said, I'll only sign for
Yeah.
Everton if you're not going to have David Moyes as
Do you
manager?"
think that is true? Do you think a professional football would say that?
Well, TalkSport announced it. Must be true.
Must be true then. Same outfit that do Talk TV.
Yeah. Must be true.
Must be true.
I'd have to pitch to them. I'm a preferred supplier.
What, to Talk TV?
Yeah, anyone. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, how did they get more
I'm like
number?
Stell, even the Daily fucking Mail.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? You talk to him about the Daily Mail, he was like, that's a piece of old rag. All of a sudden, he's sharing all and sundry Daily Mail story about West Ham. Just because
Yeah.
they spelt his name right.
Yeah, I know.
We was waiting for you in the supporters club, Stell, but you're obviously too cowardly to face it.
Cowardly.
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 Even Dodsey turned up.
And Norm. Hello,
And
Norm.
Norm. Yeah.
Yeah, good old Norm.
We like Norm.
More
More than Dodsey.
I
I
know.
know.
That.
I know.
He got on well with my brother, old Doddsy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Having a right old bunny. The Colonel, Paul Sanders. How have we managed to knacker Danny Ings already? That's got to be a
West Ham
record.
way.
Can there be a quicker injury to a newly signed player? Brady out.
Brady out.
I'm sure there is.
I don't know.
Someone must have injured them.
Mauricio Tirico springs to mind. 45 minutes. He got 45 minutes. Got injured, but then had the good grace to rip up his contract and say, no. Basically, he said, if I'm injured, I don't want to. You don't have to pay me. I mean, it's quite a noble thing to do, isn't it? But I think it was a noble thing for a player to rip up his contract. He played 45 minutes. I think it was against Millwall at the Den, if I'm right, and got a bad injury and rips up his contract, so we didn't have to pay him.
Well, I suppose Agur obviously got injured even before he made his debut in the bloody training game.
Well, technically that's a game, though, isn't it? It was against Rangers, and he was making his,
How long did he play for before?
Then I don't know. I mean, you've got who's the geezer we had from Charlton, Simon, whatever his name is, who Dick's done before he even.
Oh yeah.
Richard Hall. It was another one. We went through a period, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where we seemed to be breaking our own players' legs.
Yeah.
Simon Webster.
That's right. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, he didn't even get on the pitch to get injured. Poor sod.
How about Kieran Dyer?
Well, no, I think he played a few games, didn't
Did he play before he got injured?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was to be fair to the bloke. Yeah, if you've ever seen the photo, if ever there's a photo that makes you wince,
Yeah, I know.
a photographer captured the moment his leg broke.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
did I do the Brady out?
Brady out.
he did.
Next up is old Ziggy Stardust. Evening all, not seen you for a while, Dave. Hope you're well. Not the best performance on Saturday, but a win is a win.
Yep.
Do you think Everton will get the edge on West Ham now? They've sacked Fat Frank.
No.
And get a new manager in while we persist
No.
with the
Yes.
Moyes for the
No.
foreseeable future. Well, make
Difference
your
of
mind up.
opinion. I think they will.
You're not always guaranteed a manager bounce.
Okay.
No, but you're not ever guaranteed anything.
As I told
But
Tony
let me say,
Cotton
I-
on
I-
Talk TV last
You
night.
did. I've seen John I've looked at the question time, and I've seen John Osborne's question,
I'll have a look.
and I'm going to tell you when we approach it. I'm going to tell you why
Okay.
I brought that up.
Right. Okay. There is that worry, I must admit, at the back, because when you look at it, while it's a great win, yeah, we're only 3 points above those like Everton and Southampton, who are the bottom two. So there's still a lot of games to play.
And there's not much above us as well.
No, well, there's 6 or 7 teams that are going to be fighting to go down, of which 3 will go, and it is basically a take your pick.
You just got to be. You've only got to be the 4th shittest team in the league, basically.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Right.
I know that, and the thing
Always
is, I've
come to
always
it.
said we should always aim to get 42 points or more, because we went down with 42
Not going to get
points.
42 points.
No, but then when people can point to that, I can then flip-flop and go, yeah, but under Zola we stayed up with 35.
I think that'll be the same this year.
So
you know.
I think it's going to be a low total to stay up, because a lot of teams are drawing against each other and picking. Look at the results at the weekend. The gods were smiling. We needed realistically Brighton to get something against Leicester. They came back and got a point. We needed Forest not to beat Villa. They came back and got a point. And it keeps it. The more teams around that area keeps it nice and tight. And I mean, it could be funny that the 3 teams that go down could be 3 teams that sack their managers this season, while those that stay up are the ones that held their nerve. We won't know till the end of the season. I'm not going to be as bold as to say that. But it seems like down there, you know, half of them have sacked their Southampton sacked their manager. Bournemouth, you know, let Scott Parker go after a couple of games. Who else is down there that sacked their manager? Obviously, Wolves sacked their manager. Villa seem to be out of it now, I must admit. So they haven't sacked their manager. Leeds have kept theirs. We've kept ours. Leicester have kept theirs. I mean, look at Leicester. Leicester had 1 point after about 10, 7, 8 games. People were screaming for him to be sacked.
A lot of that looks like that's down to sort of Vardy aging.
Yeah.
Leicester's problems.
So, well, yeah, but I think a lot of it, our problems, is down to not one
Everyone
player,
aging.
but
And he'd done nothing.
Well, this is where you can pick your bones on Moyes, actually.
Exactly.
In that the transfer activity, because in the day we all said, right, we want you to buy the players. That's fine. Even with Danny Ings, you know, it's another 30-year-old.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep... next summer, we're going to have to make wholesale changes again.
I've been contacted today by my Sunderland mate, who I think he's a local journalist up there, and he was asking me about Pierre Ekwa, because Sunderland have signed him today.
Yeah.
And you're thinking...
Permanently, yeah?
Yeah, permanently. And it is a kid who has not had... He's not even been given a chance by Moyes. He weren't even one of the 7 that made his debut against Zagreb, you know? And you're thinking... You look back at his academy stats, they're pretty decent. And there is a worry now. Ekwa's gone, you know? Sunderland got Elise, he's gone. Ashby wants out. All of a sudden, there seems to be a lot of kids who are wanting out of West Ham.
He got a 4.5-year deal, didn't he?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, where before we were a club where youngsters would want to come and do their apprenticeship because there was a path into the first team, under Moyes, we're not that club. And actually, that goes against our ethos.
Yeah.
For me, yeah. So it's a black mark. And I am worried because if these kids, they've got that Elise, I asked him how's he getting on. You know, he said he's had some good games, he's had some bad games, but he's looking to be the makings of a great player. So you're thinking, well, are we shooting? I think we are shooting ourselves in the foot here, in the long term. And the only thing that would make me want to say Moyes for next season would be if he won a trophy. I think I've come to the place now.
You told us he was going to win 2 cups earlier, mate.
Well, yeah, I know that we can all dream, innit? And that is a
Oh,
dream.
you were having us on.
So, well, all right, we might win one. But anyway, what I'm saying is, if he puts a trophy on the table and keeps in if he puts a trophy on the table, then I think he's earned a crack next season.
Yeah.
But if you don't, and we finish 17th, 16th, at some point this club has to move away. And it's mad to sack a manager because you're moving away from short-termism. But his dealings, actually, I'm now thinking, I think you have run as far as you can, Dave.
Well, or and we talked about this, I don't know if we talked about it up publicly, but I'm going to talk about it now. Or does Rob Newman become the sacrificial lamb?
What
Question.
So, well, but then
No,
if we
not for
sack
me.
Newman and keep Moyes, and Moyes keeps buying 28 to 30-year-old, because this is the problem we had,
Yeah.
is that when Sullivan was running the transfer show, he was buying 27, 28, 29-year-olds. Well, the
Yeah.
problem you get is you get 3-4 years out of them, you got to keep doing it. But West Ham's finances don't allow them. You know,
Yeah,
this
you
is
don't
our
get no
second-
return on the Ings, do you?
No, but if you look at a lot of the clubs, you know, look at the likes of Brentford and whatever, and Brighton, sell their best players for far much more. What's our record transfer fee received?
You're going to tell me, aren't you?
Well, I think it's 28 or 30 million for what we got for Arnautovic.
Well, we didn't get that much,
I
did we?
think it was 25 you got for him,
Is
didn't
it 25? I think I double check that. I can't think
As
of us
with
selling a
Payet.
player.
Oh, we didn't
Yeah.
get that much for Payet.
No, I think Arnautovic is our record transfer fee received,
Might be right.
and that's a poor state of affairs for a club like West Ham. When you look at our the clubs around us and what their record transfer fees received are, because our youth
25 million
you go.
euros.
Euros. Yeah, but is he our record transfer fee received?
I think you're probably right. So, was that 22 and a half? I don't know what the...
Well, I don't know.
Depends what the exchange rate was.
The
at
funny
the
thing
time.
is, today's exchange rate is 22. I know they asked for money up front because they didn't trust the Chinese.
Do you know what? If he was available on a short-term loan, I would have had him back, because there was rumours Everton were looking at him, and you're thinking, I'd have him back, short-term.
I think he was a great player for us.
He was.
Hey, do you know the funny thing about it? I think I might have said
no, actually, Payet was the record. We sold him, according to Transfer Market, for 29.3.
What, euros?
Euros.
So it's 25 million.
That'd been 25 mil, wouldn't it?
But that's still poor.
That sounds like our record. It is still poor. You're right.
Look at what the likes of Brighton have done and everything. If you look at Brentford, I think in 3 or 4 of their best players, when they were in the Championship, are playing for other teams. Neil Maupay, Ollie Watkins, Ben Rama. They sold them, and look where they are now, because they take the money and reinvest, and that's what we've not done. And when do you do that?
25.7 that is. But that's going to be careful what you wish for, because that's going to be smashed when we sell Rice for 80 million to Arsenal.
For him.
35, I like it. We get a bit more than 35.
No, but
I tried desperately to get more.
That's your lot, isn't it? That's basically it, isn't it? But then after Declan, and this is the thing, the kid's been head and shoulders our best player for 4 years. What happens after him?
Yeah.
And therefore I think there's a bit of me that thinks, do I really want David Moyes spending that money?
Possibly not.
No. So therefore...
let's get David Sullivan to spend it.
I don't know. I lived in hope.
Anyway, what was the question?
Was there one?
Was there one?
I don't think there was. Next up. Track it out. Jason Backhouse. It's the Back to the 70s kid. Or they've brought out a new show, and they called the 90s show, I think.
Yeah. I've never seen the 70s show.
No, like the 70s show, I used to watch it with my boy. It weren't that bad. Evening, gents, said Jace. Much better performance than Saturday. He thought the defence looked solid, and it was good to see Zuma back.
Entirely look fucking solid.
Yeah, commanding things with Oggy and the Gur by side. Did you see Zuma's dolphin impression?
No.
I see him dive and miss the ball.
When he went...
I did,
I
did see that.
Fish out of water as he was flapping about.
That was quite
Was
funny.
it the eagle?
Yeah.
That could have cost us, couldn't it?
And Jace thought Kufau had a great game down the right too.
You
Long
mean
way to
Sufau?
go to reach the standard performance of the last 2 seasons, and we've got some tricky games to come in the league, and we're still in the sticky situation. But he was, and I'll make you right, Jace, because I did chuckle at this. I was a little surprised to receive a text 30 minutes after leaving the ground from West Ham, which
I
said,
know what you're going to say.
Jason, huge win to lift us up the Premier League table. It's not long before we return to European action. Lock in your season tickets.
Lock it in.
Lock it in,
people.
It's like Who Wants to Be Nowhere,
Yeah.
Final answer.
Lock it in. Final answer.
I'm not going. Final answer.
Locked in.
Be
I still ain't. Just to be clear, West Ham, until you tell me the date, whether we're playing home or
Who we
away,
playing,
and who
and
we're
how much.
playing, and how much, we're not. Actually, I think they've said how much.
Yeah, they've said how much.
We're not, unless you tell us who we're playing and when it is, home and away. Why would anyone want to sign up? Crazy.
But I'll finish it before I go there. He says, finally says he wants a big shout out to Craig Dawson. He's left us for Wolves. What a bargain we got there. Has there been a better one?
Dev. You can't argue that, can you?
Old money, though. Old money.
So, he's still fucking alive.
What was Dev? How much was
£5,000.
it? £5,000. Fucking hell.
When
even
£5,000
Bonzo
You
was,
was
can't
better than
get. You couldn't have bought a Cavalier for that.
when I probably could have done.
Yeah, you could 4,800 in
Okay,
'82.
that's
So
something to look at. Is obviously Bobby Moore was nothing. Alvin, I suppose, was nothing. If you look at the top 10 all-time appearance people, I think Dev's in there, isn't he?
Hang on, who did you just mention?
Well, Alvin we got for nothing. Bobby Moore we got for nothing. Yeah,
got loads
obviously
for nothing.
Trevor for nothing.
Tony Cotty for nothing.
Yeah, he's not top 10, is he?
Oh, so what are you asking then?
Top 10 appearance. I'm saying if you
Oh,
look at value
appearances.
for money, I mean, here's a bloke we paid £5,000 for from Southall.
Yeah.
Did we let him go for nothing, or did we get some money for him? He went to Watford, didn't he, for a year?
Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't even train or play a full game at Watford.
Oh,
I
right.
think he only came on for a half.
I didn't know he did. Didn't he? I thought he played against us for some reason at Upton
Oh, he
Park.
might have, but he
Yeah.
either started or come on as a sub. I could be wrong, but I get with the gone ready. But I thought he told me that once.
All right.
Sean,
Sure. Thank you.
thank you very much.
Next up, get the Kango out. Anthony Collins. This is Len.
Yes.
And there was a lot of love for this, I must admit. even I kept laughing at it, listening to it back. I loved your speech rant on last week's pod. You had me applauding you in the middle of Tesco's.
Wow.
Keep telling it how it is.
I fully intend to. Although the passion can only go so long before it turns to apathy.
And you can't put it on, right? It has to come naturally. Otherwise,
Oh,
it's
of
just put up.
course.
Yeah.
Everything's natural in this podcast.
You can't put one of your rants on because
No, I can't.
I mean I know which buttons to press to try and get you there, but it's not
Oh, you
always
do.
that easy.
No, it's got to come from the art, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like me and Allardyce, isn't it? It used to come from the art. That was a good people. I might bang the link out for that Allardyce podcast because it was an interesting. I must admit.
It was.
As I said to my wife, I hate it when people I hate do something nice.
Oh, we have to put that on then. I can't remember this.
Yeah. No, it was recent.
must
It
have.
was the last. I enjoyed it. Fun enough, Harry Redknapp did one a couple of weeks before. That was pretty decent. It's an autistic school in the Midlands, and they get some fantastic people on
They
their
do.
podcasts.
They do.
When you look
Oh,
down
wow.
the list, and yeah, obviously the questions are the Harry ones we've heard, but I thought Allardyce was pretty decent.
Including what superpower he wanted.
yeah, very left wing.
Sean, try and get Fat Sam on.
Yeah.
He does podcasts. Why wouldn't he?
I once met him after he left us to sign his autobiography, and I got him to write to your number one fan. To Sean,
To Nigel.
Your number one fan. Do you remember
Yeah.
that when I was working in the city and it was a book
Yes,
signing just
I
down the
remember,
road? So
yeah,
I
you
went down
told me.
and I tried to interview him there.
Yeah,
He weren't having any
I
of it.
remember you queuing up to get his autograph and a picture with him at Upton Park when I sat in my chair. And I was the only one night to wait while all of you lot in the room.
I didn't get an
queued up.
autograph.
You had a picture done with
I'm
him.
probably a picture done with him, yeah.
Because I remember sitting there and Kevin Nolan was sitting at the front and there's just me and he just,
Oh, yeah, I did
Kevin
speak.
Nolan just stared at me because I was just sitting there thinking, I don't want a picture with him.
Yeah.
So I just sat in my chair.
Yeah, sad meeting.
Yeah.
Tell him I'll do it if he comes on and do him a painting.
Okay.
Have you got enough though? Have you got enough
Ah.
oil?
There's your ruddy bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, send him that. Clark Hoy. Oi, oi. Land Ahoy says, if Moyes keeps us up and we get nothing else from the season apart from the glorious success of mid-table mediocrity, do we keep Moyes next season? If not, when do you replace him? When you're safe on points or in the summer? And if you do keep him, he's got a lot of questions, old
Oh,
Clarky
I'm lost
boy.
already.
So, do we keep him? Do we trust him with the transfer window? Or does all this undermine a manager doing his best and then it's all too late anyway? Brady!
Brady, I'd have him gone now.
I think
Clark,
it's-
to be honest.
I said this, and I'm not going to go back on what I said after one win. I think he's taken West Ham as far as he can. He's too
Yeah.
stubborn. He's too set in his
Yeah.
ways. He's a bit of a dinosaur, and he just won't adapt.
Yeah.
And he's been found out. Counter
Yeah.
football, attacking football worked for a while, and we did really well out of it. But now he's got to have some other ideas and just not playing the same formations and everything. The world's moved on, David.
Sean, and this is the thing. He don't play the same formation because one week he'll have 4 at the back and 5 in the midfield, and one week he'll have 5 at the back and.
I don't know. He still seems to play the same players, say in the same position.
I'll make a prediction now. He'll play the back 5 from now until he's sacked.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that though.
Well, it depends how we play it.
And I'll tell you what, I don't have a problem with the wing back when it's Paquetá sitting next to Rice.
I'm surprised they don't get forward a bit more though.
Well, that was the only thing. So, I mean, to answer Chris's question, do we keep him when he's going next season? Well, he's got 6 months to convince me he's worth it. And the only way I think he's going to do this at the moment
is win 2 cups and 3 cups. 2 cups.
Or it's to get us to the final of a trophy, actually.
You don't even want to win it?
No, I think if he gets us to the final, because he took us somewhere.
He could shit ass. Millwall got to a fucking final.
Well, yeah, but, getting to the final, I think, glorious in defeat, well, I can accept that.
Fucking hell, you would. Glorious in defeat.
Well,
we could shit ass our way to a fucking final. This is what the bit of a problem I have with these glory days of the last 2 years. It wasn't until we played
the last 2 years. We just finished 6th and 7th.
No, but I'm talking about the European journey. It was only the Sevilla that was a shock, really.
Leon.
We did. Don't get me wrong.
Leon
Second leg versus Leon was the best performance I've seen in years.
Yeah.
Not going to take that away from anyone. But Seville was a team that was better than us. We beat, really. Other than that, we should have got where we got.
I don't know. I think you're being a bit. I think.
No, we were with top 6 Premier League team.
Do you know Zagreb had been in the Champions League that season, and we beat them.
Yeah, but they weren't playing. You could see they weren't as good as us when we played them.
Well, maybe, but then again, we still, when you looked at it, Seville, you can only beat what's put in front of you in the qualifiers.
Yeah, but that shouldn't keep you your job, should it?
Austria Vienna are a tough team. We've done them. I don't know. You say it shouldn't keep you. It shows there's something there, but for me,
we spent 160, 180 million quid.
After that.
Yeah, I know that.
But this is the anomaly, isn't it? Because what happens is that there's a good chance we'll beat Derby next week. Yeah, even though they're in good. All I keep saying is, Derby are in good form. Yeah, in Division 3, people. Yeah. Ipswich.
And they're not in the Championship.
No.
I didn't know that.
No, they're in League One.
Oh.
And they're in the playoff positions in League One. So I've got every faith that we'll be in the 5th round of the FA Cup. And yeah, listen, near enough every team that gets to the finals possibly shit-hours their way through about 3 or 4 rounds anyway. The chances are you're only going to have 1 or 2 tough games in a run. So if he gets us to a final, I think he keeps us up, he's probably earned 1 more crack.
Fair enough.
But that's it. If he don't, I think. But again, I still do believe that at some point, surely West Ham are going to realise that keep having these managers, even when you look at the list lined up to replace him, Benitez, please do me a favour. Even Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche isn't coming.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
How do you know?
Well, because I've asked the senior source and he went, nah.
You need a manager.
Not
where is the manager
considered.
For 5 years? Where is the manager that can take this club and progress it?
The West Brom guy. Spanish waiter.
Hang on a minute. If he's not being considered, who is? Because I don't think he's considered anyway.
I told you. When he finished at Lazio, he's coming over here. He did really well when he managed Chelsea.
Sean,
he won the champion. He won the Europa League.
Sean,
and he came 3rd in the Premier League.
Europe.
I know. And the next thing he's coming to West Ham, and we're going to win the Champions League. and we're going to win the world, and we're going to be the greatest since 1966 again.
This is why I need the fucking button so I could just mute you.
You don't think so? You don't
No,
think so?
it ain't
Okay.
happening.
It was in a Italian publication today. It must be
Yeah.
true.
Of course it is.
I linked it and everything on 6'2".
Yeah, that don't mean jack shit, does it? It's Dodsey next, anyway.
Is it?
Yeah. He says, as Nigel never says it, I always write it. Brady out.
Radio.
The reason for that,
It's the
Dods,
first
is
time you met him, wasn't it, Len?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah, he says it with that in mind. What an honour it was to meet Canning Town then on Saturday.
There
I
you
won't go that far.
He said, it is also true Nigel's brother I met definitely got the looks, the charm and the brains of the family.
It's true, definitely true.
Well, he got one of them. And because he said I sound nothing like Nigel's impression of me, would that be not true, Dodds, is it? A Wurzel. Questions. I'm not in an accent mood tonight, people. You may be relieved to hear. How many points did we get out of Tottenham, Newcastle and Chelsea?
0.
3.
Might get one against Tottenham for being in London Derby.
3.
Of course,
Well,
Tottenham is.
Chelsea's a London derby. 2, I'm going. Sean, when did they decide not to let David Moyes be part of the DG Memorial?
I don't think he ever was.
Well, you said he was.
Who said?
You said
You did
that's
on
why
the
we couldn't
podcast
say
last
it.
week.
I think you misunderstood, and people sometimes get carried away. A bit like the 7 million thing, which I think I revealed on Claret and Booze. Look, loads of people came up to me and go, well, he's not going because it's 7 million. I went, yeah, it's a figure I made up from an educated guess figure, which afterwards I thought, well, actually, it's not right because some of that is bonus. But anyway, what I said was, because he was part of it from behind the scenes. I never said he was going to do a speech or anything like that. But of course he greeted the Gold family, and of course he was there, right? But I never made it out that he was going to do a speech. I said out respect.
Someone did, and I asked
Well, I
you
know
about
they
it.
did, but I didn't say he was going to do a speech. Look, and we know because I don't know if we're allowed to mention that who we met after the game, so we know what with
Who did we
hindsight.
meet after George and his mum.
Martin. So we know that obviously who did read the speech, and I don't think it hadn't been changed at the last minute. I think it would just. I never made out that David Moyes or anyone else was going to read
Can you hear that,
Mark
people?
Noble. Do you say
Fucking reversing.
play the clip of me saying that he was going to do a speech?
You know what you said.
I said he would be part of it. I think.
What part was he then?
What
Well,
part
I think
then?
he was meeting the bits that you didn't see, which is meeting the family and say, "I'm so sorry for your loss" and stuff like that. I think that's the kind.
Sean, you
Well-
know I fucking talk shit at times.
Well, I'm just saying to you, I don't think everything has to be. Did you really think? I mean, what else could they? You'd said it was underwhelming. What else were they going to do apart from a minute's applause, lay some flowers, play a song, and play a video? What else were you going to do?
Well, why
right?
did you get fuck? They told you to turn up 20 minutes early for
No, 10 minutes early.
No, 20 minutes.
No, read the official one. It said 10 minutes early. Take your seat by 2:50. It said.
Could have
Sprinkled
the
a bit
tribute.
bit of gold dust in the air was they released the dove that would fly around and shit on someone. and get
Anyway,
eaten by-
David Gold was always David Moyes' biggest champion. He fought for him to be appointed the first time. He fought for him to be appointed the second time.
And he was wrong both fucking times.
Well, that's your opinion.
It is.
But I think, the Gold family were the guests of honour for that
Yeah.
game. In
All
the
right, we've
director's
had enough
box.
now.
Yeah,
talking
fine.
about
We'll
it.
move
Yeah.
on then.
Fucking move
Come on,
I'm sick
please.
of talking.
Because
Um,
in his ownership, you got to be honest, the club didn't get in anywhere.
Yeah, bloody did. He
Actually.
saved the club.
Move on,
Right.
Nigel. Fucking
When are we
move on.
signing Wan Bissaka and Harry Maguire, Sean?
Can't see how you can't see he saved the club. Go on.
Brady out.
Brady out.
Sorry, Dodds, he's got me annoyed now. Martin Payne in the arse that Sean is. Not you, Mark. Sean. So, we managed to win against Everton. Were we flattered by a very poor Everton? He said, I've only seen match of day highlights, so I don't feel qualified to judge. Is Mr. Boys safe or just seen as a safe pair of hands? Both. February looks a difficult month. Each team from 12th down looks as though they could be in trouble. He said, personally, I can't see us getting more than the odd point here or there in February. How many points do you think you'll get? We've just done that. We've gone to the old dusty bin, 3-2 none. Do you think we'll be safe from the drop? Yes, I do.
Yes.
No. Hang on.
Do you think we'll be safe?
What does that mean?
Well,
Do you think we'll stay up?
We'll get relegated.
Well, I don't. Being safe from the drop isn't. I'm just thinking. I still think we'll be in a we'll think we're going to be in a relegation fight right to the end, don't we? Or don't we? Because it could change quick. If you get results on the board in February, it all look totally different. But I've never really felt that we're going to go down.
Just all right. I was going to say before. I was going to say just answer the question.
It can happen.
None of this wishy-washy liberal stuff.
No, but there's a way. That means we're not going to be safe from the drop.
Yeah, you're not still. Come on.
Come on, you got splinters in your arse from sitting on the fence.
Up or down? Barnsley or Brentford next season?
You don't like being pushed into a corner. See, it's a
no,
rebellious
I'm
part
not.
of him.
Look. You're asking me
There's
to
too much
talk
to
about
go
other
on.
teams.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting. Let me make it nice and clear. We're getting 35 or 36 points.
Okay.
Whether you think that keeps us up, that's up to you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right, that's fair dues.
All right.
No, because there's still, and the thing is, there's still a long way to go.
There is a long way to go.
Yeah. All right, this is great because it's the next one. I don't know how it really goes. Excuse me. His name is Devin Duke Senior.
Ooh.
Guess where he's from? SC.
Transylvania?
SC, Sean.
What's SC?
Oh, mate, you're the one that goes to America, South Carolina.
Oh, right, okay.
Carolinas.
Just to prove it, he goes, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Has he really?
Y'all. He has. He's gone, hey, y'all, Devin from SC here. Since I'm a recent Amos fan, Devin, D-E-V-I-N. We could
Redneck.
get Devin, but he probably wouldn't say his job.
Is he redneck?
Since, what, South Carolina?
South Carolina.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He says, anyway, let's finish him because he's losing his virginity here.
Oh,
Since
God.
I'm a recent Amos fan and watcher of 3 years or so,
Oh, you've only known Moyes.
yeah, it's still hard to wrap my head around what relegation could mean to West Ham.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Dev, you're in for
Oh,
a treat.
dear.
Yeah.
Are some clubs?
But you
with
won't
six-
see him, Dev.
No, well, they might do once in 3 weeks. Are some clubs? They do have the championship on over
Do
there.
they?
in Reliable
Oh,
Football.
that's
Yeah.
changed then, isn't
It
it?
has changed a bit.
Yeah. Are some clubs with 60k plus stadiums and large payrolls considered too big to fail? No, Dev, they're not.
No.
No.
Not that I'm implying that any funny business ever happens in professional sport. Well, Dev, I don't know where to start. You're my ideal person because I could sit and explain to you for hours.
Please don't.
Dev, if we were to tell you that we've already gone down once before with a side that will fucking steamroll this bunch of pricks, that will give you a good idea of how bad things are in a minute.
Yes, Dev. A team that just 2 years after being relegated, or a year and a half after being relegated, 7 played against the USA in a friendly game for England.
USA.
7 of them
USA.
got relegated. So that was Devonshire Dukes Senior. There you go.
Second.
Senior, it says.
Oh, okay.
He could be the 4th. 'Cause
Yeah.
His dad could have been Devonshire Dukes.
Wonder if he owns
Yeah.
a gun.
Yeah. I wonder if he lives in Hazard. Is there a Hazard in South Carolina?
Maybe.
Have you got a daughter called Daisy, Dev? That's what I want to know. Anyway. Hey, Sean. Evening, gentlemen. Here, Brady out.
Brady out.
He's gone nuclear all out, Moyes, isn't he? Old AI Sean.
Oh, is he?
He's right, isn't he?
With his blue tick.
Blue tick wanker.
I'm going to be blue tick soon.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, I'd have got a yellow tick for 6'2" if someone had helped me.
I'll send you the instructions now.
Oh, you keep that's 3 weeks now.
Nah, for an organisation, you got no organisation at
Yeah.
all.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
It's a sole trader, really.
Oh,
Do you know
I
what?
wonder
I
what.
laugh.
Oh, I don't know what sound
I'll
is.
tell you what was funny.
Go on.
My tweet of me staring at the camera, not the video, that
Yeah.
said watch Nigel's video, but I put the still up, did just as well of when I realised, and then put a tweet up saying, "Oh, actually, this is the video." The amount of people that liked the picture of me just staring at the camera by mistake and not the video, thinking I was uploading the video, is quite funny, really. Just shows you people like anything, really, innit?
Yeah.
Is Nigel's kitchen finished? No. Everton, job done for a change. Moyes gets a reprieve. But given that 67% of former West Ham players are Moyes out.
What did you ask? No, you didn't ask George Paris, did you?
He says, no. He says, source exclusive post-match poll conducted by Len. Is there any way he can see out his contract? When is his contract?
Next 2004, end of June 2024.
Oh, right, okay. Did anyone watch Sean's appearance on Talk TV?
I did.
Oh, right. I was watching Claret and Booze, I must admit. That was far better. At first, I thought they were interviewing someone who was being held hostage.
Well, do you know what? Sometimes I have to play the role. And, it's a bit like on this, right? I don't think we should all agree with each other. And sometimes you have to play a role. And when I went on, I didn't know which role I had to play, right? But basically, Tony Cottee and Mark Saggers were so sycophantic for Moyes. I felt
They got to think they're talking after a win. Right?
Yeah.
And it did follow talk about Everton.
It did.
The trouble they were in. So you can't go to us and keep the same tone. Because Tony had already been talking about Everton.
I know he had, yeah.
So he can't. He's going to sound invisible fucker.
But didn't they sound like they were protecting their mate? That's how it came.
Oh, they always do. They always do. But
No, and Tony was trying to go, well, I sort of agree with Sean, maybe we should look at the end of the season, or social media is a really toxic place. But Tony Cottee seemed completely didisinterested in his, and go, oh, great. Yeah.
It's
got 8 listeners on
difficult.
TV.
I think it was difficult. You know what? I begrudgingly have to say you've done very well to keep the conversation going for him, Sean.
Yeah.
Because you did put it round for him.
Yeah, I know, it was a bit dull, wasn't it? Even I was finding it dull when I was in the bloody conversation.
God. It was hard.
It
was hard.
Yeah, Sean.
They got no visuals, nothing there. They're just talking like we do now. Obviously, they've got no charm like me and Nigel.
Yeah, absolutely.
No authenticity.
It's Talk TV. What do you expect them to do?
And they couldn't even get the name of this podcast right. I mean, bloody hell.
Oh,
yeah.
You can't get the name of West Ham players right, Sean. You are in no position to throw stones there.
We haven't got a producer that's supposed to bloody get this stuff right. At least they got my name right.
That was really disappointing for the 260 people that were watching.
Yeah, I know. Oh, must look that up. Yeah.
Oh, well. Next up, it be Boycester Hammer, the old carrot cruncher himself. Grant Croxford.
He didn't go to the supporters club.
No.
Why didn't he?
I don't know. Evening, chaps. Brady out.
Brady out.
He said, went early, so Nigel read it for once. I always read it, Grant. But sometimes if they bunny too long, I get to miss it. He said he thought it was lovely to see pictures of you all together on Saturday and new levels of respect for Len, walking around with a black cloud on his head. He really is more of a burden than any man should bear. It's like carrying Sean on your shoulders for years, Grant, I tell you. Question for you all. After hearing Spandau Ballet's Gold, which I'm glad I didn't hear, playing as part of the tribute to the lesser of two evils, you say that, I wouldn't. What song would you like to be played at the celebration of your life?
In My Time of Dying, Led Zeppelin. Just to think of all the people there just waiting for John Bonham solo to fucking go. 9.5 minutes worth of it all. Not knowing what to do. Think yourself, typical of him. Make us fucking stand here just to play a song when he's not even here.
As I get cremated, I'm being Going Into the Flames. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Fucking hell. I'm not going to go to your fucking funeral. Talk about ruining a fucking good album.
Well, do you like that song? One of my.
Of course I do. And yeah, I don't want to associate it with you fucking burning, do I?
Me and John used to go out and we'd go back to his place after a night, maybe smoking a little bit and drinking a little bit, and we'd go the
like a barrel of fun.
We'd go the equidistant distance between his really cool audio setup and listen to Wish You Were Here in the pitch dark. They were the days.
Right. Can I just say, Pink Floyd, don't get it.
Do you not?
Shit.
Really?
What are you talking about? You listen to the fucking Smiths.
Yeah, and Pink Floyd, fucking shit. What? Don't get it.
Talking
Dark
about.
side of the world.
You're gonna upset some of our 8 listeners saying that.
Mate, sorry. Zeppelin all day long. Jimi Hendrix, yes.
Yeah, but they're musical thieves, Zeppelin.
Do you like Def Leppard?
How did you get to fucking Def Leppard?
Def Leppard.
Watch Banker Dave. If you like it, watch Banker Dave.
No.
Number 1 in the films at the moment. Little Netflix recommendation.
The thing about Def Leppard, first band I went to see live. But I was
really?
curious because I wanted to see the one-armed drummer. I was 17. And it was when Hysteria come out and they were pretty big, and then we see Whitesnake after, and Whitesnake were better. Not much. But then I went to see Maiden and proper metal, and then all that big air pop, big air rock, I think, hair rock, as I call it, the Bon Jovi. I see Bon Jovi a few times, and I look back now, I think a couple of Bon Jovis I like, and they did a great gig at the Astoria. They did a secret gig at the Astoria. It was difficult to get tickets, but I managed to blag a couple, get me and Sam in, right down the front, and that was really good. Because it was a nice intimate. At Wembley, they were just a bit lost. And the worst
stadium.
The 2 worst bands I ever see. Europe, oh my God, the final countdown. Oh, that was like the final gig. And the worst one was Kiss. I can't believe I went to ever see them. I weren't a big fan. I went with a mate. Nah. And they're still going. My life, Kiss my arse. They are fucking shit. Anyway.
However, Pink Floyd aren't.
Right, well, you say that. But anyway, the song that I would have at my celebration of life, not at my funeral, would be The Fall on the Hill by the Beatles.
Okay, whatever.
So you'd have to know what they say.
Let's hope you finish the kitchen before then.
I doubt it. Darren McBurney. There you go. Do you think he worked in McDonald's once?
I think that's McFlurry.
He weren't very good though. That's what they called him, McBurney. Do cook them again. Evening, gents, says Dazza.
Evening, Darren.
What are your thoughts on the possession stats? Was it 33%? Why do we constantly have lower percentage than the opposition? Why can't we set up and hold on to the ball? Brady loves the podcast. What do we think possession stats? Me? Who cares? Not bothered.
I mean, I think they had possession for a large part. I didn't count, but
yeah,
they did have possession. But it just shows you it doesn't mean anything.
If they're sitting behind the ball, there was a lot of times there where Iwobi had the ball there, but they didn't know what to do, so they're holding on to the ball. So it's going to push their possession stats up. So I'm not too concerned about that. The possession, but I want to see us being a more possession-based team that might not necessarily change the statistics, mind, but attack with possession rather than try and counter, because I don't think they are really trying to counter attack anymore. It was fine when we had Lingard. Doing it, but if he's not going to have faith in Ben Rama, we ain't got the pace for it. Do you know what I mean? We just don't have the pace for it, so we don't counter attack. So back to Moyes' problems, aren't we? Can't keep going about him. Just fire him. Just fire him. We need something. We got nothing.
Well, we'll see. Jeffrey L. Smith. We could all guess what the L means. It could be Len.
Could be. Could be Lee.
Could be Lee. I'm thinking Lee.
That's my middle name.
Is it?
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Sean Lee.
It is, yeah. Why are you laughing at that? What's your middle name then, Nigel?
It's got more letters than Lee.
What is it then?
It begins with an A. Anyway, we'll leave it
Arian.
there. Harry, what is
Ar-
that even a name?
Arqua. Adrian.
Evening on, says Jeffrey L. Smith, while Sean keeps guessing
Andrew.
all the names. How many strikers do we need to buy to ensure we have one fit every week?
One a week, maybe.
Are the injuries due to training, non-training, or bad luck? I think it was
Bad
down
luck.
to a tackle, actually.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a bit bad luck.
It says at least you're all fit. Have you not seen a photograph of Sean, Jeffrey?
Oi, you're no Slim Jim, mate.
No, I know, but when I stand next to you, I feel good. Hope Lenny's a bit
I
less
had the wrong
high-rated.
jacket. I was wearing the wrong jacket. It's a
Oh,
bit
you had your
puffy.
puffer jacket on
I
again,
did,
you?
yeah, I did.
Yeah. Look like the Michelin man on a day out. Brady out.
Ready out.
I tell you, you want to be careful Ghostbusters ain't about, because they'll get their lasers out and bleed lazy as Sean you go walking down the street.
Cheeky.
Yeah. Stay puffed, man.
Similar year with Sean.
Oh, piss off. No one likes you. The only reason I have to black out your face is you're so ugly.
I couldn't care.
Oh, dear. It's your mate, Sean. Flow Rider Hammer.
Oh, right.
Greeting, gentlemen from Flow Rider. How are you all doing well? It's curious question.
Ooh.
Curious. And it's quite a good question, Flo. I quite like it. How many opposition managers have been sacked immediately following a loss to West Ham in the Premier League era?
At least 3. Well, this season, maybe.
Well, he said we must be
Avram?
among the leaders in this.
I think we are.
Avram?
No.
Oh, sorry. Following a loss to West Ham.
Opposition
Yeah.
managers after losing to
How
West
many
Ham.
have we given the kiss of death to?
That's we got a low bar. That's our problem, Flow Rider.
Who
Low
was
bar.
it got sacked after playing this early this season?
I don't know.
Can't remember.
He got sacked just
Was
after.
it Large at Wolves?
Yes, Wolves.
Yes,
You're
Bruno
right.
Lage.
He got sacked after playing us.
Yeah.
There's
Think
2
it's
this
Bruno
season.
Lage.
It's one of them things where you think the opposition owners think, oh, we'll give
Can't
it
be
to the
Got
West
to be a
Ham
soft
game.
touch. Yeah. That's
They
what I mean, a low
lose to
bar.
us, and it's
We're
like,
losing to them. We're fucking
fucking
getting
hell.
rid of him.
Yeah, we're doomed to fucking sack him. That's what everybody else
We're
thinks of us.
no one's free yet.
Yeah.
There's probably got to be 4 or 5, I reckon.
Next up is Paul Turton, who's asking a question we've answered, but he says, evening, gents. Was the Everton game a one-off or the start of us putting a few results together? Can we get out of this mess?
Do you know what? I said this.
Yeah.
I really hope we beat Newcastle. Look, Newcastle couldn't beat Palace. And
Look
do you know
away.
what?
We fucking lost to them.
Right, yeah.
Last
But
kick
what-
of the
what
game.
happens
It
if-
was unlucky.
Oh,
It was unlucky.
they fucking murdered us. Stop dreaming.
We
Right,
went
so
1-0
why-
up.
Why can't we? Like, Bowen's got confidence. He stopped scoring off the pitch. He started scoring on the pitch. You know, he scores a hat-trick. He's got the confidence bug back. Right? We only need goals. Goals are fun. He scores 3 goals. And he goes on to score 25 goals in the rest of the season. And we end up, like, top 6.
Newcastle away.
Yeah.
Nil point.
I think we can beat them.
Fuck off. Have you seen how many goals they conceded in the last 7 games?
I know, but they haven't come against Bowen and his potent load.
Listen, Sean, I was ready to sell him before he scored 2 goals. He was that
Yeah,
bad.
then he was shushing to you. He was
Probably
shushing to
was.
you, mate.
Probably was.
That's exactly who he was shushing
deserved
to.
it.
I should have pointed up there and go, no, he's up there. He's up there in the gods, paying like £5 a game.
Yeah, but he hadn't earned the right to keep his spot. But he's lucky he did.
But
because
Moyes
he gets
stayed
the
with him.
2
I'm glad
goals.
you're not the
Well,
manager, because otherwise he wouldn't have scored and we'd lost against Everton. And Moyes
no,
would have been
'cause
gone by now.
Someone else might have scored.
Yeah, it could have been the
Obama,
start of something new.
You know what that
Go
kid's
roll
got
the
to do.
dice, Sean. Go roll the dice.
Neil
Oh,
Edwards,
it's all a bit
evening chaps. 3 points at the weekend. Wasn't brilliant. Was good enough against the poor Everton. It's like
Cool,
this
they were
podcast wasn't brilliant.
Yeah.
Craig Dawson leaves us with what I would say is cult hero status. Just about secured. I don't know about just about, but secured. But does he make that grade for you lot?
Yeah.
And what do you think is the definition of a cult hero? So he goes on to say, I would say it's someone the fans take a real shine to, either because of their work ethic, attitude and personality over a decent number of games, where they're not quite talented enough to gain legend status. So he then goes, Colton Cole, Antonio, Ludo, Steve Potts, Craig Dawson's.
Yeah.
Then there are the real talents that are amazing players, but for a small amount of games for us. Example, Tevez, Payet, Ashton, who also have cult hero status. Onwards and upwards to the FA Cup. Let's hope we could cut one. Brady out!
Brady, I don't think there was a question there, was there?
Well, what he's saying
What makes...
is, what,
Is he?
in
was,
our
was
opinion,
Dawson?
what makes
No,
cult status?
we also asked if Dawson is a cult hero, and look, we know what went on, and with his family and everything else, and I think he did well to stick by West Ham and put up with it. And good luck to him. He's got a 3-year or a 2.5-year contract. He's got his 52 grand a week, which he was on at West Ham, and he's back with his family. So everyone's a winner, right?
Well, he's not back with his family because he was with his family.
Well, not for most of the time. Only for the last week and a half.
So
Can I ask a
Not every
question?
day. He wasn't. Not every day. Yeah, go on.
Why? Look, he could have bought... You just said he got his 52 grand, right? So in about 4 weeks, he could have bought a small house to live down there with his family.
Yeah, but
So
they
why
didn't want to. His kids are in school up there.
Yeah, and there's other things as well,
Yeah.
which we're not going to go into. But
No.
you know what? I think it's okay to say this now. He contemplated retiring from professional football, right?
To be with his family.
Yeah, that's how much it meant to him. And I admire that more than anything.
Yeah.
Right? That's not just trying to force a move.
So that says I'm not
Being
bothered about the money, but
Yeah.
can I go to Wolves for 52 grand a week? please?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A fair play, right?
No. Listen, I ain't gonna say a bad word about the bloke.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks to everyone who bought the prints, by the way.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
And he did get the MOT through, so you're all right, people.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone knows anything about cult status, it would be Sean, wouldn't it? Sorry, did I say cult? Yeah, sorry, I meant something else.
Anyway, how many left? I've got something on tonight.
Yeah, I was right. 1 letter out. Anyway, or 2. Actually. Still. Listen, Tevez and Payet for me are legendary, I think, rather than culty. So, and Ludo's a legend to me.
I think it's an
Cult
overused
and
word.
Cole's definitely not a cult. I can think of something else.
The problem is, where do you put the Bobby Moores and the Billy Bonzes if you call them a legend?
Well, no, listen, every year has its legends.
Oh,
You can have the players.
Let's have a lot of cults. Let's have a lot of legends, and then just the rest of them are shit.
I didn't say that, did I?
Move on.
Didn't say that, did I?
Billy Bonds don't put his fucking painting in the toilet floor.
I bet not.
Don't.
So Tim Breaker, not a legend then.
No,
No.
definitely not. He ain't even a cult hero.
Nah. I wouldn't mind. I'm a better painter than he was a fucking footballer.
Oi, that's not on.
Well, it's fucking
I don't
fair.
know, Sean.
Oh.
Len's a bloody good painter.
I thought Tim
Breaker
Breaker was
was
all right.
he was an average. You know, he weren't going to tear up trees, was he? He played for Luton and West Ham and QPR. And I don't think he was that good at QPR. I don't know if he went there. Did he go there when Bill was manager? No. Who signed Breaker? I think it was, wasn't it Bill's first signing?
I
Breaker?
think it was Bill's first signing.
Yeah. There you go.
And who was the QPR?
Anyway,
Right,
1,
sorry,
2, 3, back in the room.
Sorry, Sean wants to put his head in the fridge.
Yeah.
Said
there
he's
you
got
go.
family things.
Yeah.
Probably
Got
a pizza.
homework to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
God help him, but they want him to do the homework. Spelling
Christ.
mistakes galore. Better stick it through Grammarly, whatever you do. Next up, he's back again. It's Poe Lodge.
Hey. It does sound like
Teletubby himself.
a Thai fishing resort.
Yeah, Poe Lodge. Evening noises. Felt better controlling of the game. Defence looks solid. Paquetá, I love the way you've spelt that, Poe, exactly the right way. Was always looking for the ball, which I hope soon leads to killer passes. Still thought we played too slow.
Yep.
Our goals came from when we sped up. Next game's a big one. We've got to go all out to win. Play the same starting team and go straight at them. Ram home our quality. Do you agree? Or as Len would say, Moores will be sheepish and try to pinch it. Brady out!
When he
Brady
says
out.
next game, is he talking Derby or Newcastle?
This is next game. What's next game, Sean?
Derby.
Right, and
Ram
there's a clue.
home our
Thank
quality.
you. Ram
Come
home
on.
our quality.
Okay.
Ram
What-
home our quality.
Why would he say that, Sean?
I don't know.
Because
Put the-
Derby's the Rams.
Oh, right. Okay. Got you.
Fucking hell.
But they're like League One. We just put the kids out.
All right. Yeah.
Is that it?
No, Johnny Osborne. Evening all.
Yep.
If and when, he says, Moyes is sacked, who would be your first choice realistic manager? Can I just say, John? No Brady out, son.
Oh,
Now.
John.
You know better than that, don't you, John? So let's see it next time, yeah? Or next time, I don't read your question out. And I don't ever do that normally, but for you, I will make that exception. John's just in mourning because Dawson's left.
Definition of realistic managers.
Well, managers that would actually... So not Pochettino and not Tuchel.
Well, I'll tell you what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
If Everton got Daesh, I'm going to have that feeling as a teenager when that girl that annoyingly fancied you went out with your mate, and then you look at her and think to yourself, actually, I quite liked her. Because I quite like Daesh. Not like that way. But I know the time's gone. And I know Sean said that it's not going to happen, but he could have been a good manager for us. I don't think we'll ever see it.
No, it won't. I'm going to start it off, right? A controversial one. Scott Parker. I know he's at Bruges, but I reckon he'd come back from West Ham. Scott Parker.
He's just gone.
I know.
He ain't even unpacked.
Well, he'd come to West Ham if he got the call, I promise you.
Well, you fucking left quick enough.
Because he got sacked by Bournemouth.
No, he left the first for fucking Spurs fast enough.
Oh, come on. Live and forget, you know. That's...
No, I'll never forget me.
So you wouldn't... I think he's a good manager, actually.
Who?
Scotty Parker.
I'd have him.
Yeah, in the Premier League, though.
He managed
Is he
in the
good
Premier
manager?
League.
Yeah, he took 2 teams down. Well done. No, sorry, he took 1 team down. He
Yeah.
got 2 teams out of the Championship.
He did.
Yeah.
Be good. There, if we go down, he's a great person to bring
I'd
us
have
back
part.
to the
I
Premier
would-
League.
I
would
mean,
have-
it'd be a good project if you gave him time.
Dry your eyes, mate.
Go on, who would you have, Nigel? Realistic.
Realistically, I would see if I could get the manager of Union Berlin.
Do you know his name?
I can't remember his name. He's been there a while. Could be tempted, but he's took them from being, second-rate team in Berlin.
Who's Fisher?
Yeah, that's him, to being in one of the top 4 or 5 teams. in
Former
Germany.
Swiss player.
But I think he's been there about 10, 11 years, and I think he could be tempted.
56 years old.
Yeah. But if you look at what he's done at Union Berlin and the size of Union Berlin, they've got a fantastic ground. It holds about 20,000. And
Played most of his career in Zurich.
Yeah, well, it don't matter where you play, Sean. What the matters is your coaching ability
Yeah,
and
and
whatever.
also managed Zurich as
And
well.
I'll
for
tell
2
you,
years.
I'll tell you, I might have as well. But he's just turned up at Norwich, and it would be a bold. But I think he's a cracking manager.
Farker.
And that's Wagner,
Oh, right.
him,
That's a
David
fool.
Wagner.
That's a fool. It was, yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
win rate of 44%.
Well, he's turned up at
He's
Norwich.
forgotten,
They've
wasn't he?
been crap. He's played 2 games. They've scored 4 goals in both games.
Anyway, let's move to Len. Len,
So,
What?
yeah, go on then.
you've got to pick one.
There's still a few
I
more
told you,
to read
Sean Dyche.
Yeah,
All right, okay, fair enough.
Right, next up is the Colonel Richard Kemp. Salute, sir. Stay by your bets. Evening, fellas. Brady out.
Ready out.
He said, with Ings now having played for 3 clubs in Claret and Blue, I decided to do a bit of homework on how we came to don our colours. Here we go. I love
Oh,
this.
here we go.
Yeah, Rich, we've been here, son. But anyway, there are discrepancies in the various stories.
There
but all
are.
seem to agree on William Dove winning a bet sprinting against some Aston Villa players and being paid up with Villa shirts. Can Shedman offer light on this authenticity story and its details, as I found it very interesting? Yes, complete bollocks, Richard. And here's why. The race was supposedly took part, I believe, in around 1897, 1898. Yet West Ham didn't start wearing claret and blue. Oh, we were still Thames Ironworks then.
Till
It was supposed to be
1903.
William Dove's uncle till 1903, 1904. So what did we do? How many kits did they give us? Did they give us 10? Did they give us 12? What? What did we do with them for 4 years? Did we stick them in storage and think, oh shit, do you know what? We need a new kit. We need a thing. Oh, my uncle's got them kit. He won in a race against Aston Villa. Why don't I go home and get them? We put them on.
Move on, it's not true.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
bollocks,
true.
mate.
Yeah.
We wear claret and blue because of Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But it was out of respect. A lot like Juventus wear black and white from Notts County, and
County.
Athletic Bilbao wear red and white because of Sunderland, and Leeds wear all white because of Real Madrid, and Liverpool wear all red because of Real Madrid, but because they
And
thought actually
Corinthians in Brazil wear pink
white,
because of
White.
Crimson Casuals in
yeah,
Tolworth,
white.
Surrey.
not pink, idiot. Wear white and black. Fucking hell, you're hard work, you. That's it, because the Corinthians in Surrey. We do wear it, Aston Villa, but it's because Aston Villa were the top team at the time, league champions.
Do you know about Corinthians in Surrey?
Yes, Corinthian Casuals, but they started off as Corinthians, and they merged with a team called something Casuals, and it became Corinthian Casuals. So West Ham actually played them in the 1920s and 30s in the FA Cup, and they were the leading amateur side, team of the side. And they went to Brazil just before the war, First World War, and they turned the shit round, and they all went to war and got killed. So they never made the trip to Brazil, and they reenacted it 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Filmed
They
it for
they
the
play in King George's Field in
Yes.
Tolworth, which in the 80s I used to help run a pirate radio station by putting our batteries and transmitter on a Sunday.
What,
up in
Radio
the-
Jackie was a pirate radio station once, Sean?
Radio Jackie was, but I'm talking about Surrey Sounds when I was the DJ for Surrey Sounds.
Hi
We
there.
used-
Oh, fuck.
We used to take.
It's
We used to
Simon
take.
Topping on Surrey Sounds.
It was all pre-recorded, and we had a tape deck running on a battery and a transmitter in Tolworth, and we used to take requests on a payphone. We give a number out for a payphone.
Fantastic.
That's why his middle name's Lee, from like Dave Lee Travis.
Yeah.
This is like
Sean
the early
Lee
80s.
Whetstone.
Sean White was my name actually in
Sean
my
White.
Sean
DJ
Lee
name.
White.
Yeah.
That's Surrey Sound, isn't it? See, in East
Surrey
London, we had,
Sounds.
in East London, we had Andy Swallow, well-known West Ham fan, running centreforce where they're putting aerials on tower blocks and everything. While down in Surrey, they got Sean Lee Whetstone running around putting batteries and aerials in a field.
No, between two oak trees, thanks very much. We
There
used
you
to
go.
put the transmitter cable between two oak trees.
There you go. Johnny
Waiting
Osborne's
for the
back.
detector van
He
to
wants
shut
to
us
know
down.
what your favourite West Ham YouTube channel is.
Oof, controversial.
Yeah.
Go on then. You
Next
go
up.
first.
Nick Killington says
Oh, you're not going to answer it.
I can't upset still, can I? Hey. Dear, oh dear.
Oh, Hammer's chat.
That joke bloke Jazz. Yeah, he's
Yeah, fuck it. Anyway, talking of
I
favourite
don't watch any of the YouTube channels.
No, you go on them often enough, though.
I
don't
don't.
you?
They ring me
Spoil
up
my
and go,
fun.
"Thank for calling in." I go,
Yeah.
"Where am I?"
Yeah, Nick, can you stop doing that, please? Yeah, spoil my night.
Sorry.
I was sulking last night when you asked me on anyway. Nick Killington, evening ladies, you keep on with that, you'll go and all. With the news today that the Moyes' lifeboat has sprung a leak and started sinking. Oh, here we go. Will Sullivan be making another trip to the knackered yard, or will Danny Ings be the last attempt this window to give Moyes another player for his bench?
Where's that line came? Lifeboat. Where's that term come
I think
That was
what
you.
he's saying is, Sean, I think what he's saying is, are we signing anyone else?
Yeah, no, balls in the air, right? So we are
Yeah.
looking for another one. The
He'll
idea
soon be on the floor.
It's
the
like
idea
Allardyce.
was the idea was to let Antonio go, but now we've got two injured
No,
strikers. I
yeah.
don't know.
You still know Brady out, Don. You're taking
no.
the piss now, but I'll ask it because it's a funny question. Who's winning in a race? Sean, Nigel, or Len? 100 metres. 100 metres.
No, it ain't me. I was out of breath running for the train.
It would have been
I'm
me,
asthmatic,
but I don't
by the
think I
way.
could make 100 now. Got a bad back, and I.
That's me.
I don't think no one's making 100 metres, John.
I'd make
Least
100
of all you, mate.
I reckon I'd be able
When
to
are
run
you
round
going to
the
run
stadium.
around the stadium, the pair of you?
I'll take him on
Oh
any
no, I
time.
need to go back into training.
I don't
take him on
understand.
any
You're
time.
asthmatic. Sebastian Coe was asthmatic.
Yeah.
You
I
didn't
know,
stop him.
but I'm not a good runner. I'm flat-footed as well.
Oh, even better. Come on, anytime, Sean. Anytime.
Yeah, we're not
I'll
going to
give
do a
you-
run. We'll do
I'll give
something
you an
else.
head start. I'll give you an head start. What about if I give you a head start?
How about I know, Sudoku challenge or something.
Oh,
Sudoku
fucking hell.
Prick.
How about sponsor silence? That'd do me just fucking proud.
Marion Williams said,
Oh.
I see Dodsy's been integrated with the team, leaving us minions outside the Heineken bar pre-game while he spends time with the threesome he now calls Nigel, Cans and Stoogie. Poor Everton. I'm sorry to say, I don't think we are back. He's
No.
thinking 1 point from the league games, and with Derby not having lost since October, he's happy, isn't he?
He's
Oh,
fucking
God. I
sounds
think
like
an-
me, really.
Isn't it? I think an early exit
Miserable
from the
fuckers,
FA
all of
Cup.
you.
What are your thoughts? What's wrong with you, Marion? Dear, oh dear, where's that Welsh fire in your belly? What's the matter with you?
Well,
Dragon's
we're on a
lost
Monday
its
night,
puff.
aren't we? So they obviously fancy a little bit of a...
Marion the Depressive Dragon. I'm
Upset.
not sure what kids' programme that would have made, but I don't think it'd have beat Puff. Next up, I saw Finbar Mackay. Evening, gents, he says. Hi, Brady out.
Brady out.
He says, have you seen the YouTube clips of this new French striker? Don't look much cop to me. Plus, what's your predictions for the next 3 games? Well, I think we'll beat Derby. I think we'll lose to Newcastle, and I think we'll get a draw against Spurs.
1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Win.
There you go. Thank you, Finbar.
By the way, you missed it. When you said what's your favourite West Ham channel, you should have said Reel of History.
It's not even called that, Sean.
What's it called
Fucking,
then?
It's called the Real History of West Ham.
You sure?
Yes.
I told you, it was Amish Chat. An Amish Chat Forum channel.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Paul Harris. Evening, horses. Long time listener, third or fourth time commentator. He loves the show. To the nearest tenner, how much do you think the panel that West Ham pay out each year on royalties to Spandau Ballet?
Don't think it works like that, does it?
Does it
No,
not?
you get a licence now.
I'm going to say you get a performing rights society license to play some
Yeah.
music, and
I bet
I'll ask
they
Matthew
even
Kemp
fucking
next
pay
time
for
he's
that.
well, we wouldn't pay for that again. It would be the London Stadium pays
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Kempy's not on tonight, is he? So perhaps he's out spending that, the royalties.
Yeah,
It's a
maybe
bit of
you're
a
right.
buzz from one of you. There's a bit of a buzz. Is that you tonight, Nigel? I've noticed this buzz coming.
I can't hear a buzz. Must be me.
No, I can't hear
Yeah.
a buzz.
Maybe it's you, Sean.
Maybe it's me. I don't know
dunno,
if the listeners can hear
mean,
it, but I can hear it.
You know, with that gold, there's a bit of me that thinks, did the fan base miss, should they have sung along to it, but gone like Joey Cole?
Gold.
You're in this church. I don't know the words.
Yeah.
I think
There you go.
everyone was standing there in shock, open mouth, Nigel, really.
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
Dad, I missed it. Anyway,
Got to go.
Next up, Ian Gravitt. Jeremy Peter says, evening, gents. You couldn't make it up. Ing signs Friday, 20 minutes Saturday, out for a month. How many games does Moyes have to lose before he's sacked?
6.
There you go. Brady.
What, another 6?
Out.
Yeah, 6 in a row.
Oh,
That's the
no,
rules.
come on.
That's the rules. That's the rules. That's the rules.
We're going down if that's the
Unwritten
case.
rule.
He carries on. He says, Nigel's a fucking legend. I'll read that out. He says, looks like Everton are going for Bielsa. Your choice. I'd be disappointed if they...
Doesn't
I
speak
can't
English.
believe-
Mad as frogs.
Yeah, two Everton fans rang up TalkSport tonight and said, I wouldn't want him. You know, you think, oh, fuck off, you wankers.
I'm pretty sure they wanted Lampard and they didn't want the last manager.
Well, yeah.
Did you see Lampard? There's a video of him at the London Stadium, and he's all
thought
emotional.
he was going to cry. Do you know that
And he's
before
going,
the game?
"We're behind you. We're behind you." Well, in a Scouse accent.
Someone said it looked like a pedos thing. It did. It
Yeah.
did. When you look
Yeah.
back at it,
He
it
did.
did.
He
It
thought
was
I was
funny.
going to cry, but it turned out that was apparently before the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, are we done?
Fucking hell.
No, Dan 31 60 43 43 H says disappointed the Utah's girls were not working the bars Saturday to mark the man's business career. Danny Ings injury is all these years of bad luck with strikers, a gypsy curse put on us by Michael Boogers. He said, Brady out and get that
Brady
tang
out.
in. Oh dear.
Brady out.
Yeah, there you go. Remember a while back, Len said Moyes was a god botherer. Is he a bully too?
What?
I
Seen
heard
a
that.
comment seen regarding
Yeah.
Barry Ashby, Harrison's dad. He said that's why he wants out. Johnson and Ben Rama have both been victims.
Oh,
Danny
hang on.
Jr.
Allegedly, that's a bit
Messiah.
libelous, really, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that's just allegedly.
I
Look,
can post the link if you want to read it.
we live in a tolerant society.
You should have asked. You should have
We
asked.
live in a tolerant society.
You should
where
have asked your new mate Seggers that, because that happened at Cambridge.
all views are equally welcomed by everyone, no matter what your belief
Belief.
in religion, what your colour, what your sex, what your orientation, what your conspiracy theories, each to their own, right?
Yeah. Bo Bells says, gentlemen, I really like your podcast. Entertaining and a voice of experience and reason among the volatile views expressed on our club all over social media. Keep up the good work. Keep on keeping calm and carrying on. Thank you, Bo Bells. There you go. Did you notice that? I didn't know what was going on. There was some Premier League weekend in America. Is it a
Really?
fans festival? Did you
Don't
not
know,
see?
mate.
I see Colton Cole's out there. I didn't
Yeah,
realise.
I'm
it
back
was-
again, is he?
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, they wouldn't want him giving a speech on David Gold, would they? Well, yeah. Well, he, yeah. Yeah. You know, he, yeah. He's dead. And I scored the goal. Yeah. Well, I missed.
Evening,
So-
Carlton, if you're listening.
Yeah, yeah. He's in America, mate. Yeah, he was with his mate Billy O, the golfer, Billy Horschel. So anyway,
I don't fucking get him.
no.
I couldn't give a fuck if he supported West Ham, frankly.
Still's outdone himself, right? You
Oh,
know
what's he doing now?
Well, he's written a story with 57 words. Not even I write stories that short.
Oh,
57 words.
I thought you was appearing with Nigel Farage or something like that.
No. He checked me that it wasn't libelous, and I've given it a check. But 57 words.
What, he
Get out.
wrote a story?
He's wrote a
57
story
words?
with 57 words.
That's a sentence.
Well, it's actually 2 sentences.
Listen, you're going to have a word with him. Yeah, because I keep telling him, and he's going to think I'm picking on him.
Yeah, all right, I will.
Stelios out.
You can't have a story with 57 words. You know it's 150 minimum.
Even that ain't a story.
Sean can't even order a fucking pizza with 57 words.
Exactly. Anyway, are we done? We are.
Suppose so.
Yes, you lot.
All right, so...
We don't play till Monday,
no, we don't. I'm away as well. I'm in the
so
Cotswolds.
we've got a week of
I'm
being unbeaten.
off to Chipping Norton to
Nice.
see Jeremy Clarkson.
Do you know what Chipping Norton's famous for?
The tea rooms are quite nice there.
Ah.
What else is Chipping Norton famous for?
Wool and tweed.
Nice.
Whilst more recently, Chadlington, 3 miles south, has become the best known with Diddley Scott Farm with Jeremy Clarkson.
There you go. He's had his he's on the down, Jeremy Clarkson. I think the Diddley Squat Farm shop was closed down. He's been turned down for his restaurant apparently.
Yeah, he
But
got a lot of.
I'm gonna pop and see him. From one hated
Yeah.
man to another.
Yeah.
But we'd have a lot
Take
of common.
Stell with you, isn't there, like people like that?
Yeah. I'll drive.
Well, now he's in the Daily Mail.
I'll take.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
I'll take my Tesla down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the time we have this week. Predictions quickly for. I think we've said it already, but for Derby FA Cup, I assume none of us are going, are we? 8
No.
points. It went down to 8 points. Nigel, no.
No.
You thought about it, didn't you, Nigel?
I did. I did.
But it's on a Monday night. I think we.
No,
Probably
that
would
ain't
have
a
gone.
problem.
All right, okay.
I was hoping because if I was at work in the office, I'm sort of halfway there. But
Not going
work-
to sing a Bon Jovi song again, are you?
No, I'm not living on a prayer. Well, I am living on a prayer. But no, but work have deemed it. Nope, I've got to be at work in West London that day until 5 o'clock.
At least it's not Plymouth. Len.
Well,
Derby.
Derby County.
Derby
I
County.
think we're scraped past them.
All right. Score.
1-0.
Ooh. Nigel.
I think 3-0.
I'll go for 2-0 just to cover all the bases. Win. I've been Sean. Nigel has been.
Not finishing his kitchen.
Oh,
And Len has
Yeah.
been.
not painting.
And free of rants.
Yeah.
Come on, you irons.
Sorry about that, folks. No
Bobby
rants.
Moore, more than just a podcast.
You only had a job then.
Bobby Moore, more than just a podcast.
Let's be a short one. We still spoke shit for 2 hours.
Split it in two then.